Welcome back, everyone, to another episode. We are here for another episode of everyone's favorite place to be on a Wednesday morning. Where else would you rather be on the internet on a Wednesday morning, Brandon? But right here at Practice, the show.
Last week, we stood in a room with over 7,000 fired up entrepreneurs, learning from people who've made over $1 million online. And what we heard, it changed everything. Most people go through life, they dream of financial freedom, time freedom, but never take action. But what if we told you that the blueprint is already out there? The people on that stage, they weren't special. They were just like us. They just made different decisions. Today, we're breaking down the top game changing lessons from that event, lessons from self made millionaires who started out just like you. And by the end of this episode, you'll know exactly how you can take the next steps towards building your freedom business. My name is Mark. I'm the guy behind the Mental Marketer and the private Facebook group Funnel Building 101. I help content creators use sales funnels to sell other people's stuff online.
And as you know, Brandon here with BKXX Enterprises. I help take those sales funnels, get them found online, helping you reduce your ad cost and fixing those leaks in your digital plumbing. So, yeah, excited to be here again. Another week, somewhat rested, and
Oh,
ready to set 2025 on fire and
absolutely.
make some things happen here.
Absolutely. Oh, um, it's been what has it been? 24, 48.
Been a week,
What's after 48?
I don't know, 72?
72 hours since we left Las Vegas. What an experience. What an experience. You get a little bit of FOMO after leaving Las Vegas, after being in the room with day after day with all the excitement there. It's kind of hard coming back down to reality. What do you think?
Yeah, it definitely kind of hypes you up, and you get this sense like, especially after the four times that we've went, right. So we kind of know what's coming after the fact and doing whatever we can to stave it off. But you're in that room, you're in the environment, you're pumped up, you're excited, you're learning some new things, and once that's all over, what's the next step? How do you keep it moving? Which makes sense now if you think about it. Why the offer is presented at the event, to keep the momentum going, um, and it it
It
just,
what?
sorry man, I got a notification that distracted me, and it just keeps you in the whole ecosystem, whole sphere, and that offer was prime mover, which is the current coaching program, which is completely different than the previous years, and I think is worth way more than what he's charging for it.
Yeah, absolutely. This year, okay. Yeah, this year the dollar amount for the offers definitely went down. I think normally he'd been charging about 24, 25K for the coaching program. Now it's down to a 10K offer. And if you were there at Funnel Hacking Live, then you saw the presentation of the offer, and you also saw his framework behind the offer this year. Um, I think each year he has a little bit of a different framework to reach the goal of $1 million. I think it's always the goal is the road to two commas. There was a year that he had the road to two commas, and they really pushed the challenges. And I remember right after the Funnel Hacking Live, he had everybody doing challenges, and then there was one year that after the Funnel Hacking Live, it was about the linchpin, and then that's what his coaching program went towards, the linchpin. And then there was another year where he had an expert track and an ecom track, and that's where the coaching program went. And the whole goal of the coaching program is to make you, to get you to the Two Comma Club Award, which if you don't know what the Two Comma Club Award is, it's the award that's given to ClickFunnels users. Okay, we can say that it is exclusive to ClickFunnels users, because in order to get a Two Comma Club Award, you have to have a funnel built within the ClickFunnels software that has earned at least $1 million. And speaking of that, so just, that's just sets the stage for what his coaching program coaches towards. It's the $1 million and how you can receive that award. um you know Man, just so much that we can get into, but just talking about that award and what it means to most entrepreneurs, it's become a coveted award, right? And it's coveted by people that don't even use the software.
I know there's a lot of controversy
Yeah.
behind that, and we learned that a couple months back, we went to the Connect event out in LA. They realized that a little bit of market share has been gobbled up by the competition a little bit. But I think ClickFunnels is like the Apple of the funnel building software that's out there. So you might be able to overstep them for a little bit, but they're going to come back, reinnovate and come on strong. And my thoughts with it as well. We learned that the competition, not disparaging them, because I mean there's good things with it and what it can do and things like that, but it's nothing but a copy, like down to the last bug of Classic, which I,
Yeah, and that's
which I found to be ironic and somewhat funny. Um, so I mean, whatever you want to use old, deprecated, buggy software to build your stuff, have at it.
Yeah, yeah. But just looking at the event and what brought it about and what makes it such a fanatical event for just a lot of people. Being there last week, I saw some pictures of people posting on social media, and it was all over my timeline. I was all over everybody's timeline for one, and then other people's posts were all over my timeline as well. And just watching the different pictures from people showing the door, the rushing of people in the doors, that was crazy. And you had to be there to experience that. And from the outsider looking in, I don't know what, with outsiders looking in, they might think that you people are crazy. you know is this some type of cult? Why is this looks like a Black Friday event, people just rushing in and running in? What's the big deal? What is the big hype anyway?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of excitement with it. People running in like crazy, trying to snag seats and save the best seats for their buddies and things like that. I mean, there's no other event that I know of, other than a country concert, that had that type of seat rush to get into the event. Um, I kind of went into this event thinking, I know it's the last one. Just keep my ear to the ground and try to pick up on the cues of what's going to be happening next. I don't know about you. Did you pick up anything, any type of hints that you think is going to be the next big thing? At least when it comes to that type of event.
Well, I think we've got a whole 4 hours that we're going to be breaking that down this Saturday,
Okay.
because there's a lot to unpack. There's a lot to unpack. A lot of great news that came out of there, and I had my favorites. I did. I have my favorites. And I've got my stack of notes like this. and things that I'm already implementing. Some things that some strategies. Oh my gosh, who did we see on stage? Uh, oh my gosh, Prince EA. We saw Myron
And
Golden.
yep,
Myron Golden came up there and killed it. uh, McCall Jones. We Andy Elliott came out day one. I really liked what he had to say. And then we had the announcement on day one about the brand new software that ClickFunnels is basically partnering up with, and it's okay. I think you know what? There were some people in our circle that knew about this for a while. Do
which
you know
circle?
that?
Which circle?
Well, they're gonna be on with us on Saturday, and I'm
The the Connect circle.
yeah, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna poke him because he knew about it. I know he did, and I already poked him about it, and he says to me, he says, "I'm not saying anything," but yeah,
yeah.
I
We're in
know.
a circle. We're in a circle. We might not be on the inner circle, but yeah, that's okay. There's different tiers and levels. We'll get there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. So yeah, because I knew I was, and when I talked to him, I said, "You knew about this all along, didn't you?" Oh yeah, but no, it's a good friend, Travis Houston. You know, Travis.
Yep.
Uh yeah. He's going to be on with us on Saturday. He was one of the first collaborators to show up on the new software Offer Lab, and that's just an entirely new thing that we haven't really discussed yet. If you're out there listening and you haven't heard about it, it might be something new that you're just hearing. But it was one of the major announcements out of the Funnel Hacking Live. Was this completely new platform? But yeah, we've got a lot to get into, but I think we're just going to really make this one a surface level conversation about it.
Yeah,
And
because it's definitely a lot. I mean, we can probably do a whole show just on Offer Lab itself. And I started the process. I got an offer in, and as I was thinking about it, I'm gonna be tweaking it and making it better. But I can say what I love about it is the fact that it's platform agnostic, right? Everybody can come swim in the pool, enjoy themselves, and make a lot of money. It plugs the holes of your funnel. If you're good at one thing but not another, you can find an offer, plug it in there, and really give your client or customer exactly what they need to succeed. And in doing so, you help your bank account grow. That's what it's all about. I mean, it's not about making money. It's about helping the customer, but you do want to be rewarded for your efforts of curating and you know choreographing the items that they need to be successful, right?
yes, I just want to say hi out there to you watching. We see you out there in the comments. What's up, Danette? Great to see you. Hope you're enjoying this. Give us a hashtag where you're watching from down in the comments. Were you at Funnel Hacking Live? Let us know. What were some of your biggest takeaways? Are you going to be at Funnel? Are you going to be at our after party that's coming up on this Saturday? You could just pop in for a few moments, come in, share your insights, share what you were most excited about from the event, and yeah, and let us know how you're doing out there. Offer Lab, just the prime movers offer. Um, we were in some smaller rooms. The whole the whole question about whether this was actually the last Funnel Hacking Live or not. I think we got an answer to that. Do you believe it?
It was not. It's the last one for now. Put it that way. I
Well,
think
now you're saying for now. Now you're saying for now, so you don't believe it then.
I don't know. I don't believe it. just because we'll go into deeper dive into it on Saturday, but some of the stories that he was telling and explaining, and when he was going over his own event center and things like that, he put it out to the universe, his goal and his wish and what he would like to do. And if you paid attention, you'd be like super excited and pumped to go to this event and to see the whole arena filled up with crazy funnel hackers. But he has to dig as well now. He explained that in 2 podcasts ago about driving traffic to the funnels. And if he's going to do this event, if he's going to 10x, FHL like Cardone did, if pull that thing off, right? And do it in such a way that it actually works and doesn't sound like you're at a baseball stadium with a giant echo. He's got to start digging as well now, and he's going to go grassroots with it. That was the message with the local meetups. And speaking of which, if you're in Ohio and you're in the Central Ohio area, we got one coming up in Columbus, 6:30 p.m. Hit me up in the DMs. Unfortunately, I'm not streaming live on my own deal. We got a little technical difficulties. Not worried about it, but just look me up there and hit me up in the DMs if you're in the Columbus area, and I'll get you the details to that event. But yeah, so we're going grassroots with it. He's dig that well. He's going to work on his event center, which he kind of started promoting a couple years ago, and I'm excited for that. I'd love to go out to Boise and definitely check out the mecca of funnel building.
All right. Hi, Elisa. And hi, Danette. You're watching from Jamaica. Awesome. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. Local events. Yeah. And I got the, we had a chance to actually, when we went live directly from the event, we talked with the man himself, who runs the ClickFunnels Ambassador Program, Mr. Danny Walsh, and he kind of hinted at some things, but didn't say some things, and then that was before Russell really got on stage and started to lay out a roadmap for how things were going to be going in the future as far as this big meetup. I like that it hasn't gone to a stadium. I think that if it goes to a stadium, that's going to take away from the close knit, tight knits of it. Because even though it's my feeling that although they had over 7,000 people. They had over 7,000 people there, but it still feels like a tight-knit community. Do you agree out there, Tracy? Do you agree that although it's 7,000 crazy people packed inside this room, it still feels like a warmthness and everybody else? If they were to go to a stadium, that's just crazy.
Be crazy awesome.
Crazy awesome.
Yeah, I mean, think how much bigger the event could be, the speakers that they can bring in, and that kind of stuff. I mean, I like the fact that they're bringing in smaller. I wouldn't call them smaller speakers, but smaller or big in their niche. It's kind of hard to explain. So they're big in their niche for who they are. They do have a decent following, usually million followers or so, or at least around there. And they're well known in their own niche communities. But when Cardone, he's bringing in Usher and those bigger names. I can't even think right now.
There's the answer right here. Tracy answered it for us. She feels connected in the room. So Tracy's there. She's like, she doesn't want stadiums either.
You can be connected to your section at a stadium, okay? You can connect to your whole section.
Oh my gosh, to your whole section.
Connect to your section. But yeah, with the speakers being ClickFunnels people, for sure. but I don't know. I want
I
to
think
go bigger.
Yeah, I think if you go bigger, then people start to come to the arena that aren't really actually connected to ClickFunnels. I know there were people there that were just hanging out in the hallways still. What is this funnel event? I just heard about this business event. They're there to kind of be uh, hawks. Just they know it's a room full of high performing entrepreneurs that might have a little bit of money, might have a high net worth. Uh, and I think that what makes it unique is your proximity, your closeness. How many speakers were you able actually to actually see them, to talk with them, have a couple of words with them? Almost everyone is super approachable.
Oh, they are for sure. Let's see. I spoke with Stu and
And
Armin. I got a picture with them, and
yep,
I saw Annie Grace in the hallway, and said hi to her, and appreciated her, her story and all that kind of good stuff, and congratulated her on what she's been able to achieve. So yeah, I mean, it's nice to be able to do that. Would you be able to do it in a stadium? No, you probably have to buy access to it. I get it, but still, it's just go big. There'd be more opportunity to network and connect with a larger crowd. That's all I'm saying.
I think he should keep it. I think if he does come back with it, I have no doubt. I think the moment he announces it, he'll be sold out in minutes, and then he'll get smaller venues, just raise the ticket price.
Mm,
Raise the ticket price. I mean, when you think about it, okay, 7,000 people in that room, and I'm looking at numbers, and I'm thinking about something that Myron Golden said. I like when he said, he said, if you want to be uh, one of the fantastic few, and then he talked about that principle about uh, you know you double the number and still only half the people are going to be responsible for the majority of it. And the way the numbers broke down was that here we are in a room with 7,000 people. Of those 7,000 people, how many people in that room have made $1 million? That's what's just insane to me. It's insane to me how the how there's just a greater percentage of people that have earned that amount of money in this room. Why? How is that? That just tells you that you know there's something about this room. There's something about the teachings. There's something about following what Russell says. There's something about his formulas that just freaking works. It's just freaking works. I
for
don't
sure.
I don't know if I don't know of any other community out there that you can say the same thing about. Do you? I mean, if you've been in network marketing for any time, you'll go to these what are they like Herbalife, or maybe back in the day uh or maybe back in the day I used to be in Primerica. You've heard of Primerica before?
Yep.
And they would have these president's board, or the people that get the red jackets, or they'll get the green jackets. But there was still the number of people there were, if in the hundreds, maybe.
Yeah. So I mean, with anything, you'll have you know your upside down triangle, right? You'll have a bunch of people at the top trying to get down upon the way to that $1 million thing, and I mean that's just fact of life. Some people um, are just better at it than others, or they're just faster at it than others. So you just have to decide on which one you're going to be. You're going to work on the skill set to get better and go slow, or pay your way to get to the top and go fast and go with somebody. So I don't know. It was definitely good lessons learned, especially from Myron, as always. But still, I want to see that big event, man. I want to see him do it. I want to see him
I
pull it
I
off.
want Yeah, I think that I don't know if I think that if everybody followed what Russell said, then there could potentially be more people in that room that have earned $1 million or more. Um, it's just I
Well, how
think the
about that
people in
one?
that room, and maybe one reason why it's it's such, the behavior. Why do we get in this room, and why do we rush to get a seat? Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that?
I don't know. It's crazy. There was one moment. I haven't heard Russell cheered for more than at this last one. Anytime he was on stage, and if you think about it, most of the people there were first timers. There were more first timers than
What
veterans.
makes you say what makes you say that?
What do you mean?
I mean, where did you find that out at, that there were more first timers than anything?
When Devon asked day one how many were the first timers?
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
So there were more first timers than before.
yeah, the veterans or like someone that has been to a funnel hacking live before, um, which was kind of surprising, being it was the last one. So
My
uh,
man. Haha, let's see here. Hey, this is my man right here.
there you go.
Do you
So
remember? Do you remember David?
sorry, man,
David?
it was a blur.
David? David was at the dinner with us. He sat next to me when we were at the
Okay,
Ramses. Yeah,
okay, he was on the other side of you there. Okay, yeah, I remember who he is now. Yep.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. David was with me at the. And what's
fortunately,
up? Looks
fortunately, we
like
didn't
we've
speak
got some other
directly,
people.
but yeah, I was shoved down there in the corner next to Andrea and the PLR funnel guy, which again, I'm terrible with names, so forgive me in advance, but I won't forget your face. Um,
David Counts. I think. Oh, is it Paul Counts? Is his name?
yeah, Paul, that's it.
What's up, Matthew? Thanks for joining us tonight. We're just talking about some of our overview of what we've seen over the past week. And yes, go ahead, Brandon.
I don't even know where we're at. I'm totally derailed right now with all the comments coming in.
No, you were talking about. I was talking about. You were talking about first timers,
Oh, yes,
and I
first
said, how
timers.
many people were first timers this time?
And I could say about a couple people that I kind of just chatted with in the hallway, asked them if that was their first time, in line for getting lunch or breakfast or whatever. And yeah, they said it was their first time. And I was like, cool. What they like. They liked pretty much everything about it and we're excited to be there. And even though it was their first time, they were kind of sad that it was their only time that they were going to get a chance to go and not be able to experience it again. The experience itself was great. It's kind of like a reunion, right? So it's like the annual reunion and seeing all your old friends. And even though it might be, a brief moment, passing by, hug, handshake, high five, fist bump, whatever, because you're busy, you're trying to meet new people and continue to grow your network. But the few times where you do get to slow down and meet and chat with people, you know, it, it's great, and that's what's great about it.
Yeah, yeah. So how do you get a room full of crazy people that are willing to jump over hoops to get to a chair to see Tony Robbins? I mean, that last day with Tony Robbins, it was insane.
Oh, it was crazy, and I'm not going to. I'm not going to say I'm upset, but I did purchase early access to get a little bit closer than what I got this time around. But to be honest, where I sat the first year I went to see Tony is where I sat this time to see Tony. Um, they're it's crazy. So I mean, the prime movers got the additional seats, which makes sense. They paid their way to the seat. But it's Tony Robbins. He's the number one quote unquote life coach in the world. His stance is legendary. He's done so much. He owns a bajillion companies. Um, why wouldn't you want to go see Tony Robbins and be inspired? I
It's not everybody. You have to admit that not everybody would be in that room. If were, then the room would have been even fuller than it was.
I know there were a lot of people still, even with Tony speaking, there was a lot of people in the hallways, because even towards the back of the room, the seats were kind of open. His speech this time around, I don't know, maybe because he wasn't closing, he couldn't go forever and really hype up the crowd. But again, compared to 2021, on a scale of 1 to 10, like the first time was about a 9.5. This time around, I'd say it was about a 7.5 to 8. As far as like the
That's I think my buddy David might disagree with you there. I think David might disagree with you.
Well, that was
there.
David's first time. This was
exactly.
my Tony.
Exactly. Exactly.
I came in with a different expectation of going bigger, right? Because it's the second time around. But
Yeah, exactly. I know that David was excited. It was his first time, so he had never experienced. So you had something to compare it to, and that's what you're doing. You're comparing it to your other experience and giving it a lower grade. I thought that okay, wait a minute. Let's hear what David had to say. Wait a minute. Let's bring it up there. All right, wait a minute. Well, so I guess hey, you got somebody to agree with you there, Brandon.
Yeah, he says he saw him with UPW and on a different platform. So Grant will probably be a little bit more pumped up on his own platform, and he did state that this was like his last stop in his tour for what he's doing, so he's probably tired. I get it. So
absolutely, yeah, I agree, because his voice was really his voice was stretched. I think he was taking cough drops from audience members, and he wasn't doing his normal.
Yeah, he only did that a couple times, man. We only got pumped up maybe 1 or 2 times, and when we were doing
he wasn't. I don't think he was doing it full out. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, Tony, the problem is your state. I was like, Tony, you need to get yourself in the right state. It's like everything that you're saying to us about being in the right state, you need to be in the right state.
Yep.
Wait a minute. Wait. Let's see what Tracy had to. Let's see what Tracy had to say. Last time Tony was at FHL, some of what he said this time was said then. Yeah. You know what? I think I noticed, he tried to throw an entrepreneurial like spin up there on the slides. Did you see that?
Yeah. And I really wish he would have went more into the season thing. Like when he started talking about that, I thought he was going to go a little bit further into that and kind of tell us what season we're kind of going into. And I mean, I know about seasons, right? And with the you had the Great Depression, the before and after, you had the war, you had the 50s and 60s, which was kind of a golden area, made it easy, and then 70s happened, and then you had the crash in the 80s, and then the 90s, a little bit of a boom, and then the .com era, then 2008, things like that. So I get the cycles and seasons. I just thought he was going to go further into that and help prepare us for this next season that's coming up.
He said, what season are we? He said, what season are we in right now? And he said, we're in winter.
Yeah, we're in winter right now. So hopefully spring is going to be good, right? But what is that demarcation line? And I was hoping he was kind of going to go into that. Nobody can predict the future. Totally get and understand that. We can only base the future on what we know from the past. And the past does always repeat no matter what we say or do or whatever, because there's nothing new in this world. It's as it's always ever been. The only difference is now we have the technology behind it. to make it go even faster. Um, so yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, I think I was happy to see Tony. It's just something about seeing him, even with the hoarse voice, that it just you know how it's I've probably heard the things that he said uh maybe 100 times before, or maybe 200 times before, but just being reminded sometimes, uh and it just hits here. It'll hit here sometimes when you hear it again, and it sometimes it could be just at the right moment, and that's what I appreciated about it. I think when you were talking about Russell getting a lot of applauses, I think he got, I don't know if you saw his social media the other day, but he posted that he got his longest standing ovation ever. Do
Hmm.
you remember? Do you remember when that was?
I kind of do, because I think I tried to start the Russell chant and it didn't take off very well.
Yeah. Do you remember when it was though?
No, I don't. I don't remember
You
exactly when,
don't.
but I do know that it was a very long one. And as it was going, I tried to get the Russell chant going and get the crowd to do it, but they didn't do it.
He posted on Instagram that he got his longest uh he got his longest standing ovation when he brought the lady on stage. Remember, he brought the lady on stage and he said that I'm going to do a perfect webinar from scratch.
Oh,
You
okay.
remember that?
I was late to that.
You were late. You missed that? Oh my
I missed the first
gosh.
part of it because I was eating dinner with Tim Castleman, the funnel hacking notes guy.
Oh my gosh. You missed a performance for the ages.
I missed the
Maybe.
I missed the beginning of it when he was doing like the sit down and stuff with her. I saw the presentation.
Oh, but did you see how difficult it was?
Yes.
Did you see how she was? It was difficult, and did you just seen how he took all those difficult questions and then he ended up nailing it? Oh my gosh! I see. Wait a minute, David recorded it. Oh,
Mhm.
did you record it on a cell phone? You've got to bring it on. You've got to come on. I got to send you a link so you can show up on Saturday. You've got to come on, and you've got to come on and share your insurance stuff too. Uh, yes, I would love to see that. That was like a classic. That was a classic. All right, hey David, I'm holding you to it. I am holding you to it. All right.
Yeah, like I said,
Yeah, and
I missed,
look,
I missed the
and look.
introduction of it when he brought her up. I was
I
like, fingers
think
crossed he didn't pick me because I
I
wasn't going to
think
be
I'm not the only one that wants to see it, David. I'm not the only one that wants to see it. Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Um, I think we were sitting there, and I thought to myself, "Oh my goodness, I don't know if this is a trick that someone's playing on him, or maybe he chose to have the toughest person come on stage to maybe he chose to have the toughest person come on stage to try to uh
It
to
was
try to
definitely
do
a
this.
weird. It was definitely a weird niche, when it comes to the dog training for special needs children, right? Or picking the right dog for a family in a special needs, that has special needs children. But I guess the underlying backstory is, Russell might be afraid of dogs. I think he kind of mentioned that he's kind of scared of them. And two, his family really wants a dog, and so maybe the staff knew that, because I guess it was the staff that went through and picked the winner and form out. But the premise
Right.
behind that form was to lead gen for his coaching program. For anybody that didn't sign up, they had all the phone numbers to call back that
All
didn't
right.
sign.
But yeah, but I don't think the impressive part about it was really that she had the unique niche. I think it was he took what she gave him, which was almost nothing. She it was like he was trying to ask her and she was like, well, no. It's like, I don't have a dog, I don't have a program. And then he would say, well, how much is your offer? And then she'd say, well, how much do you think?
I missed that part then. I missed that first part then, before he really dove into it. Because by the time I got there, everybody was on stage. I was sitting in the back, and half that notepad was already scribbled up for the offer and things like that. So, like I said,
Okay. And wait a minute, let's see what David had to say. He says, I think it was that he was asking her all the right questions to pull out all the information so he can do the webinar pitch. And then he also says that he thinks that the team picked her. That but it was a learning moment, and Russell did amazing. It was. Oh yeah, I agree, Matt. If he wrote her entire perfect webinar, she got a good deal then. She sure did. Because he practically did. He put together the stack for her, and he put together the stack. He's like, and then you're gonna get this, and then you're gonna get this, and then it's gonna be amazing. But I think I've seen Russell, and it's like he just turns on this like click, and it's like it's like he turns into perfect webinar mode. That's just super impressive that you can do that. That just shows that he's more than 1,000% put in 10,000 hours or probably 100,000 hours doing the perfect webinar. I want to get to that level. I want to get to that level. I need to do more webinars.
for sure, and just more storytelling and things like that. And then just talking about it, just doing it over and over, and just being able to fall into it. I mean, when I was doing door-to-door insurance, we had our own script. You're sitting down at the table, you're pitching the cancer deal, you're telling the story of the stats on cancer and yada yada yada, and the costs that are associated with it, and trying to paint that picture. It's like, if you get it, this is what's going to happen to you. But there is a program that can help alleviate that, and because major medical doesn't cover everything, this will supplement that, and you'll get X number of dollars for this, X number of dollars for this, X number of dollars for this, and all you got to do is pick the level that's appropriate for you. Which one you want? Great, sign up. Here you go. Cut me a check. See you later down the road. Things like that. So, granted, that's not the exact pitch, but that's how the pitch was structured, to where you tell a story, you paint the picture, you give them the offer to not to be able to avoid the pain, and stack and close. And you do that 100 times a week, and you get pretty good at it. So with Russell doing it since when, 2014.
So you're saying that what Russell did wasn't impressive?
It was very impressive. I'm not
All
saying
right, well, give the man some credit.
I'm saying that he's practiced it time and time again for over 10 years, 3 times a week. He knows he knows the deal.
But how many other people can you say can perform at that level that he did?
Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, Dan Kennedy.
Very few. And very few. Give the man his credit. I mean, for sure.
The ShamWow guy. The
ShamWow guy. I don't know about that. I don't know. He's not around. He's not around.
The Flex Seal guy. Who else? I know I'm just busting balls over here, but no, it was very impressive to see Russell go blind, like completely blind with the deal, because it was definitely not an easy offer. Like we're talking dog training for
If
$3,000 to pay for
if she
dog
would
training.
have come on stage, and had all of her offer, uh, and everything that she, if she knew her target audience, if she knew her time, if she knew her pain points, if she knew what her offer was called, because he made up some of the stuff. He made up this stuff. Okay. All right. Uh-oh. Yes, I agree. Your funnel girl has said it. Your funnel girl has spoken. Wait a minute. What is your funnel girl said? He was damn good. All right. That is true. That is true. No matter which way you slice it, I don't think Grant Cardone could have done the same thing, and I don't think Grant Cardone would have had the patience
No, he
to
would. He would not have had the patience.
yeah, I don't think he would have had the patience to sit there and actually take it from how he did. Nah, definitely applaud him. David, you're coming on the show Saturday. Uh, it's from 12 to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I know you're in Eastern Time Zone, so
Well, I just gave him the link to this stream here right now. Send him to his DM. So if you want to let him in, if he clicks it, he can share.
I don't know if he's well, he's not in.
Well, not yet. I just sent it to him.
All right. Well, yep. We'll see if he shows up. Uh, we are at almost the 50-minute mark, and I've got an affiliate funnel that I need to finish setting up. Oh man, so we're gonna okay. Thanks for tuning in today. This was just a preview of what we've got to talk about from our last week in fabulous Las Vegas in the beautiful Caesar's Forum. What did you think about Caesar's Forum? What do you think about that and the whole location? Vegas has its challenges, I think.
I like it. But first, David, check your message requests. I liked it. I didn't think it was a bad venue at all. When I went to GrowthCon back in 2020, it was at Mandalay Bay, and I stayed at the Luxor. I think that complex of hotels wasn't very good. With Mandalay, Luxor, I think there was one other one in the area. Granted, I didn't know much about Vegas at the time. I just went from Luxor to the event and back, and didn't really explore. But this time around, I think it was better because you got to actually walk outside. A lot of shops and restaurants in the area,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
I thought it was good. It was a 5-10 minute walk at the most, depending on which hotel you're coming from. And even
Mm-hmm.
though it rained, you could walk inside and get to the event, so that was good. I thought the venue was pretty good too.
Yeah. It had that little link walkway right outside. Uh right outside. Wait a minute. Let's see. Let's hear from Matthew.
I mean, as far as
how
food costs
how
go,
how
yeah,
many times did you eat In and Out?
like 3 days in a row, and by the third day, like my legs were swollen from all the salt, so I had to cut that out. Like it was killing me. But it was the cheapest. It was the cheapest there, $6 for a burger, and you go like into one of those other restaurants, it's like $20. It's like, I'll stick with In and Out and die from a heart attack.
How many burgers did you have? Had you had In and Out burgers before?
No, and if I were to compare, like other than the regional burger wars with In and Out and Whataburger and that kind of stuff, being I'm in the Northeast here, or Midwest, the only type of specialty, if you're not getting McDonald's, Wendy's, or Burger King, is Five Guys. Um, if I were to rank them, Five Guys would be number one, Whataburger two, In and Out three.
Oh, so you're putting Whataburger ahead of In-N-Out? No way. I disagree. I disagree. We're gonna have to take a poll. We're gonna have to take a poll. Whataburger. I live in Texas, and Whataburger gets the thumbs down. Wait a minute. Let's see how many votes we got. We got a vote from Matthew for In-N-Out Burger. We've got a vote from your funnel girl for In-N-Out. Wait a minute. We've got a vote from Matthew from Top Notch. Wait a minute.
Guys.
That's
Five
two
guys.
votes.
Five guys.
That's 2 votes.
Okay, that's fine. You can love whatever burger you like. Like I said, if there were 3 burgers sitting in front of me, I'd eat the Five Guys first, Whataburger second, and In-N-Out third. I don't know, just preference, taste. But yeah, so that's what we got. So it doesn't look like David found his link in the message requests. So.
All right. Looks like Matthew is retracting his vote. There you go, Brandon. You're outnumbered. You're gonna have to next time you're gonna have to go and 5 days with nothing but In-N-Out.
No, I'll die. That's too much. Too much salt.
David's not seeing the link. I'm not sure if you're sending it to him correctly.
I sent it to him. I'm just copy and paste.
Yep, he is not. So since we've been back, I am finished. I've got the framework that I'm finishing up. I've been going inside of the offer lab, and if you're out there watching, got some exciting news because we've got a couple people coming on with us Saturday that have offers inside of offer lab. We're going to get their expert knowledge and how you can get your products on that platform. If you don't have an offer out there on Offer Lab yet, and if you don't know what it is, if you weren't paying attention when we were at Funnel Hacking Live, Offer Lab is the platform that is going to change the way commerce is done. It's not like your typical affiliate marketing platform. We've had a chance to dig deep into it. I think as soon as it was announced, I was on there and I was communicating with one of the persons that already had an offer out there, and then we actually met up the next day because if you're going to if you're going to promote something and you're going to be recommending something, then you should know what you're recommending, because I think you know this just as well as I do, Brandon. Spraying affiliate links out there is not a good idea.
It's not. And I did notice though, like anytime there was a new event or a new thing to put out, people just spray their affiliate links in the comments like that, because there literally isn't time to build out a proper funnel. I mean, because obviously the people promoting it want to get their first cut right before the affiliates start sucking up the commission for it, which makes sense. So, in the training, if you're in the ClickFunnels deal, the affiliate bootcamp, like that is like rule number 1 is don't just spray a raw affiliate link out there. At least put it behind a bit.ly or put it in ClickFunnels. You can make your own redirect links to affiliate offers. But so that's what I see a lot. Well, but with the new offer lab, like you can kind of hide it back behind the deal.
So But what I'm talking about is not just the link itself, but I'm talking about what you're promoting, what you're promoting, and how what's your relationship with the product that you are promoting. Um, and are you willing to, when people go with affiliates because of your recommendation. They're going because you're saying, okay, I'm using this. Like I always talk about, the things that I promote. I'm promoting ClickFunnels. Believe in it 100%, 1,000%, 2,000%, using it. From classic to 2.0. And then the other thing that I promote is also Restream. Love it. We're on streaming live now, multiple. I've found out new features, do a lot of AI stuff. I've done the ClickBank uh, random item that I found on ClickBank before.
Who hasn't?
Uh,
I know I have.
and how'd that work out?
It usually doesn't. Well, a couple reasons. One, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and knowing how to pick an offer, right? And two, like you share Facebook doesn't like affiliate links and or links in general. So just sharing and spraying out a random link in a post, no one's going to see it. They won't show it.
Yeah. And what about when someone does sign up for it and maybe the promise isn't what they expected, and then that comes back to you as the referrer, and it can damage your reputation. All right, so it looks like we do have someone coming in on the in the in the backstage. So you want to bring them on?
Bring them on.
All right.
Sorry, I was just working out while I saw you were going live, and I'm like, oh, let me join this. So, Mark,
What's up, David? Hey,
how
first
y'all
of all,
doing?
first of all, you've got to introduce yourself to everyone out there because everyone's not as familiar with you as we are.
Okay. Hi, my name is David. I met Mark and Brandon?
Yep.
Yeah.
Brandon at I met them actually at a special ClickFunnels Connect dinner with Andrew, which was awesome. We all three of us went to a Connect LA in December, and we all did the framework, sent it in, which is what Andrew asked of us, and we all did that. And I was in a very small group with a lot of awesome people. That the people that were in that room were way above me. I'm a baby at ClickFunnels, but I'm not a baby at entrepreneurship. I've to tell you a little bit about me. I've owned my own business for 20 years. For about 27 years, I've done low voltage, specializing now in high-end custom houses. I do theater, home automation. Most of my customers are high-end executives. The founder of one of the rideshare companies, I used to monitor his alarm system in Seattle. One of the most world famous e-commerce website, I worked at his house in 2003 on his boathouse. I mean, I've done this for a long time, but I want to get out of this so I can do and serve a lot of people online. I want to have that lifestyle where I can travel and make money doing things and serving a lot of people. But
Awesome.
Mark, do you remember what I was talking to you at the Harrah's bar when we saw Winter? Do you remember what I was telling you, what I was hoping to accomplish?
Yes. And I think I never got to talk with them. And
so you're going to be jealous right now. I talked to Winter for about an hour and a half today.
Oh, I saw you posted that.
Uh-huh.
How did you get in touch with him?
This is how I got in touch with him. So I sent him a friend's request probably about 2 weeks ago, and he never replied. But because I met him in person and had 5 minutes to chat with that guy and told him what I thought would be an awesome idea, this is what I want to bring. He's going to look into this and work on this. So, in Barnum PT. Okay. So if there's a ClickFunnels and instance, and he scans that, he can basically copy and paste the whole framework and basically give you the framework. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, cool, it does that. So I'm trying to model life insurance websites as an example. And so I go to this website that I really thought was pretty cool. I looked at about 3 or 4 of them, and I thought, this one here is what I want a website to look like, just structurally. All the images and stuff can be moved around, and navigation links can be changed and stuff, right? And so I'm in there, and I'm like trying to scan this, and it says, oh, Barton PT can't do that. And I'm like, well, why can't it? Like, the way I'm looking at this is that I'm planning on having affiliates, a lot of affiliates. I plan on doing a lot of things for a lot of people, and I want to be able to go to somebody and say, hey, go to your favorite real estate agent website, or go to your favorite construction website, or go to your favorite electrical contractor's website, or in my case, life insurance website. Go find something that you like the look of it, not the content, just the look and the structure of it. And then I told Winter, what would be awesome is that if I told somebody to go find something that they like and tell me that name of that website, that URL, I can go and use Barnum and copy it and just get just get the layout. That's all I want. I don't care if it has all the Latin in there and whatever, or no pictures, or what. I just need all the elements to be in there. Sections, rows, headers, all of that. And Winter is such an intelligent guy that he just overlooked a small detail. But I'm looking at them. I'm like, Winter, this one fundamental change could literally like triple, quadruple, 10x Barnum. Because if you think about it, people that want to help people in different niches, you have a way now to let them kind of go gather things that they want a look at, and then they can give it to you, and then you can just copy it, just put your stuff in there real quick. And that's why I'm trying to leverage my time. And so it was because of that Winter mentioned that he was going to look at that. And so that was what I wanted to tell you, is that he's looking into how he can do that. Because he sees that there's extreme value. Wouldn't you guys agree that if you could do this, if you could find a website that was awesomely done, the way that the structure was laid out, and you can just copy it, have everything in there, so we can just plug in all your information? Wouldn't that just save you like lots and lots of time? To me, that's just like makes just the most sense of anything. So
yeah, I think we were talking about that too, because right now it does have the ability to just take a screenshot of the page. You can screenshot it, but I like it because you can take a screenshot and then you can save it in a swipe file. If you're using the swipe files inside of Barnum PT, and then you can copy some classic pages, but then you can copy some ClickFunnels classic pages, but I think we were talking about how it doesn't allow you to copy other pages too. But he's going to actually look into putting that feature in there.
Well, he's looking at it. So I would say, ask him about it, but I don't think that he needs any more motivation for it. He's all over. Sounds like he's just like, oh man, this could be really awesome. So, it's going to improve the functionality of it. And I think that if he can do this, it actually might be probably one of the most impressive features of it. So at least as far as what I'm looking to do, I like the color picker and some of the other things. those are great too. But this,
I like the swipe files.
Yeah. So I haven't messed.
I am a fan of the Barnum PT.
Yeah, I told him that since it came out and he announced it, I've been a member ever since. I just paid for the full license or whatever that is, 27 or 30 bucks or whatever, 29. So, but yeah, and Russell is impressive when he was doing his perfect webinar speech up there. Oh, that was amazing. I did record it, but I recorded it in 3 or 4 I think different clips. But I have the whole thing. So, or was that it? Or it might have been Tony Robbins. I don't know. One of them. You know what? I think that one actually might be one file. because I remember there's a lady sitting two or three rows from me, 2 or 3 chairs from me, and she was holding it something up, and then I took my iPad, laid it sideways, and then I had my phone like this. So I think it might actually just be one video file, but with Facebook, I can put that in Messenger so you can have that whole thing. I haven't listened to it, I haven't watched it, and I haven't even had a chance to review my notes. But Tim, I bought his notes, and I'm hoping that they're really good. And I bought the hard copy too. I bought
Tim
the hard
Castleman?
copy. Yeah. And then I also
Mhm.
bought his interview with Russell. So I'm waiting to ask my questions about things too. So, I'm trying to get.
I think we're going to be getting a hardbound copy of those notes from Tim Castleman this time. If you saw the
first 500
if
people.
you saw the
first 500, I paid for that though.
Yeah, if you saw the post inside of the group, Brandon, he's offering that free hardbound copy of the notes. His notes are usually pretty spot on.
Yeah, I was just writing with my iPad as fast as I could while trying to listen. I mean, you're literally like got a fire hose in your face, and it's just so much information. And this time around, I don't know if it's always been like this, but those Myron didn't even get done with his stuff. I mean, with what he wanted to share, and some of the people were just talking so fast that I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm missing stuff, and I'm like, oh, I did the best I could,
Yeah,
So,
I think we should get access to the replays inside of the FHL members only area. It typically might take a couple of weeks before they release them inside there.
I thought the Connect people might get them a little bit earlier. They might get posted in our community. Maybe I heard him saying that in passing one time.
So for people like me that want to be in the Connect, is that like a invitation type thing, or how did you guys get into that program?
We were doing this pretty much every week. It didn't start off being a 100% ClickFunnels thing. Just kind of evolved into that, to where we would talk about what we're doing, within ClickFunnels with our business and things like that. Mark's been talking about ClickFunnels forever, and I post here and there about it, and just active in the group community, helping people out, and been an affiliate for years now. I'm not a super affiliate, but I've been kind of steady bringing people in and out, and made a little bit of money with it. So, kind of like you, I'd say I'm a baby in some areas of the room, and then some areas of the room I'm a toddler, at least able to walk and hold my own. So
Yeah.
I've been promoting ClickFunnels. I've made probably 60 or so videos. I think we've both been super fans. I think I could say we've both been super fans because I've been a fan since Classic. And then we were both part of the beta release of 2.0. We've been kind of involved with some of the development of it. And it's been nothing more than giving our feedback from actually using it, actually being users of it, and then making suggestions on how things could be a little better, but then still staying connected to some of those people who can give you the opportunity to do things like the Connect. Like I think I said the other day, it's just probably, what we've been doing with being involved and giving the feedback to the affiliate managers. Danny, I met Danny, I think maybe 2 funnel hacking lives ago. And then just still staying consistent. And from there, we got an invite. And then I wasn't going to go at first.
Until I said I was going, and he was like, all right, Brandon can't go and me not go. So that's the only reason. You can deny it. That's why.
Oh, what'd you say?
I said, you can deny it, but that's why.
I said, no, Brandon's not going without me.
That's
I said, I'll make it happen.
that's how I ended up going to the LA Connect. Danny had a Black Friday thing that he was working on, and at the time I was looking to try to do e-commerce, but I've always had like this thing about maybe trying to do life insurance, and I didn't want to be an agent. I didn't want to necessarily write policies, but I knew with ClickFunnels, I could do this and I could give this to other people and show them what was possible. And so it's been a process of that. But I showed Danny, I had a one-on-one call with him. I showed him my website that I made, and he really liked it. And I told him what I thought of ClickFunnels. I thought it was the platform for me. I didn't want a Shopify account. I don't want a Shopify account. I only wanted to go with ClickFunnels. That was it, to do everything. I wanted ClickFunnels to do everything. I didn't want to go anywhere else. And he liked the things that I had to say. And then he just asked me if I wanted to go. And I was just like, absolutely. I mean, yeah. I mean, he's like, it's in 2 weeks. He's like, can you be in LA in 2 weeks? And I was like, I'll do whatever I have to do to go there. And the thing is that I need to be in proximity with the right people. I don't have friends that do any of this. I think most people can relate. Mm-hmm. Where I say I can't talk about the things that we can talk about here. I can't talk about that with anybody else because they won't even understand like my point of reference, let alone like the things that I'm actually doing with the software and all of the cool features inside of it. Just the frame of mind state, I guess, of making something out of nothing. I mean, and that's what a lot of us do, is just create something and that we think should be there and maybe isn't there or needs to be improved upon. And
I think that's why we are a little bit of the crazy. That's why we're jumping over chairs to sit down in Funnel Hacking Live. But yeah, we're like-minded individuals, and you won't see everyone else out there that's the same way, that will just geek out over this stuff and look at the pages and just get deep into strategy and offers that are coming out there. That's why we need to stay connected throughout the year. And it's not just we don't meet that often in person. But like Brandon and I, we're able to really be consistent. Actually, we've missed a few weeks.
Yeah, we did. I've had to go solo a little bit.
That brings up a perfect point. I was thinking about this today, and Russell was talking about people meeting in person, and I was thinking about how am I going to make that happen. I'm in the far corner of the Northwest. I mean, Seattle. I mean, it doesn't get much more in the corner. I guess you can go to Vancouver or whatever, or go north into Canada. But I'm thinking about how and when I would want to host something like that. And I would use my resources of all the places that I have access to host something like that. I know we have to reach out to Danny and those guys because there's probably an agenda they want us to talk about. It's kind of my feeling. They're going to it sounds like they're going to give resources of how to go about it too, which I think would be good. But I've been thinking about like when that would be, and I would try to do that sometime for me, at least do something up here, at least sometime this year. I don't know if it'd be before summer or not, but that's something that I think is necessary. And when people host stuff, I would like to try to go other places too, to meet other people and keep learning who all these different entrepreneurials are, learning who my resources are, learning what I can give them and what they can give me, and just grow this community.
Yeah, that's what I'm definitely looking forward to do. We kind of jumped the shark a little bit a couple weeks ago, here in Columbus, when we had our first meeting, and I posted in the group, first ever, ClickFunnels Columbus, unofficial group meeting. I got my hand slapped. Got my hand slapped on that one. Danny wasn't happy. I guess support got blown up. It's like, what? I thought there was no more events. Like, this is supposed to be it. What is this? We want to have one in our town. Yada yada yada. And like, this has nothing to do with ClickFunnels. Not a ClickFunnels event. But even though you mentioned the word ClickFunnels, even though you may say unofficial next to it, you're going to rile some people up. So we learned a lesson a little bit. I mean, I was a little bit iffy on using the words, but there's like, I fell to the peer pressure a little bit and used it. But looking back on it, don't use somebody else's name, brand in your post, even in an unofficial capacity. Granted, they weren't going to come at me with a cease and desist, but it's best to just CYA, play it safe, and just be tangential to it. But yeah, to do it, man, like find a local town, 10,000 plus people in it at least, to get the word out that, hey, you're hosting this small business event. Call it, Click Seattle or something like that, or whatever your biggest city is, and see what you can do with it.
I live in Tacoma, which is about 30 miles south of Seattle. So it's not like I don't have like I have it's probably not as big of a metropolitan area like where you live. San Antonio is a massive city, and you got what, 2 hours away, you got Austin. So hour and a half.
You were in New Braunfels, or you have a place in New Braunfels.
I have a house.
Right?
I have a house that I'm selling in New Braunfels, and so I know Texas. I know San Antonio. I love the Riverwalk. Amazing food there. Austin's okay.
When's the next time you're going to be down this way?
I'm honestly hoping I'm about to call my realtor in about a month or so, or about a couple of weeks, and tell him to lower my price on my house like another 10,000. I need that house sold so I can move on with that and look to try to buy a property here. And I want to start building my next house. And I'll have to sign papers. I can do all that remotely, but I'll have to show the new homeowners how to use their automation system in the theater, and their universal remotes and their touchscreens and all that stuff. I built a show house for custom builders. That house, you would not see that stuff in even $3 or $4 million houses normally. And I have all this cool techno. I have speakers in the yard, just in the backyard. Trust me, like my house is all set up, but that's what I've done for so long. But when I come down there, you better believe I'm going to be hitting up Mark and going down there and
I've spoken with some other people, and I don't know if another ambassador. His name is Tim. He's not far from me. Well, he's actually in San Antonio, and I've already kind of put something in his ear. But so I've had this idea for some time. I'm looking to get new people in, and I've always been a fan of these network marketing meetings that they have every week. The ones where they say, invite a friend, bring a friend along. Come and bring a friend. Some people have this this stigma about them, but I've always been a fan. And I want, I'll tell you, I'm releasing my idea that I've had for a while, and that is to bring, but I've wanted to be a combination game night with a webinar at the end. And I know of maybe you've heard of Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah.
And there's an actual board game called Rich Dad Poor Dad. And it's sort of a business type of Monopoly game, but you play the game and you learn business skills. You kind of go through, and it tells you how to, you can choose education or you can choose money. So the game could run for about 30, 45 minutes. and it kind of gets you into a mindset frame of just being a business owner, and then throw them with a webinar at the end. Uh, that's an idea that I've had to have on a weekly basis. A week. I don't know how it's gonna, turn out, but it's just an idea that I've had. And you know what? You know what's really cool, David? Is seeing things that you have an idea about come to life. One of my favorite things in the world to do. And I think you just did that too.
So remember when I told you, remember when Russell was on stage and he was talking about Andy and all the guys, and then he started how to wrestle this guy, how to wrestle this guy. You remember that? And then he said, and my strength, and I had to do it because my strength finder's skill is being competitive. Do you remember that?
Yep.
My strength finder skill, because I've taken the assessment too, and I recommend everybody take it, whether an entrepreneur or not, because it will explain why you are the way you are. Mine is being futuristic, so I can see something for what the potential could be. I had just when you're talking, Mark, about your game night and with your webinar, I'm thinking, why don't you make up a game? You don't have to use ClickFunnels as the name because we don't want to get hand slapped. But what if you could use Chat GPT or other AI, you could make up your own game. You could literally make your own game up and use that as your game night, and then have a segue into a funnel. So you could be giving them an epiphany bridge with your game to help them understand where you're going with this, and then bam, hit them with a webinar, and they would already have been pre-framed to know what you're talking about. I'm just saying that that's something that could be done.
Yeah, and you know what? It's probably been something I've wanted to do for a couple years, and I'm one of those persons that I keep it here, I'm gonna keep going for it. And past couple years have kind of, oh my gosh, I've moved back, I'm in a place now, so it hasn't been. I don't think it's been the ideal situation, but yeah, something I want to do, and that's why I kind of connected with Tim, and I know he's in San Antonio, and I know one other person is there, and I've seen some other people around there. I think with this, it'll be interesting to see with this new direction that ClickFunnels has decided to go with not having the big event anymore, and I'm looking forward to the one in Atlanta. The one in Atlanta, you know about that one, right?
Yeah, it's coming up in 10th
Yeah,
in
I
March,
think it's
I believe.
no, I think it's in May.
May. They moved it back to May. I thought it was going to be in March.
Because March would be next month, so I don't think it's next month. I think it's March, April, May. So I think it's 2 months.
Is that the Prime Mover Mastermind, or is that something different?
No, it's a Connect event.
Another Connect event.
Oh, okay.
And those are going to be invite and exclusive. So depending on where your level is at in the the ClickFunnels deal, you may or may not get an invite.
Yeah, I think that as long as we continue to really work on these frameworks and work on these frameworks, that's the focus that I think I'm really going after Funnel Hacking Live, is finishing out this framework and put it up on Offer Lab, do some collaborations, and promote both of those, because I think they're both going to be everything I think we keep hearing is about the direction towards the future, towards the next 10 years. And if we can be at the front edge of that, the leading edge of that, then I think we'll put ourselves in position to be to help a lot of people.
That's what all this is for. When I started my first company in 2005, I worked for a big electrical contractor, and I cared more about people that I was doing work for and the owners of the business. And then I started flying around the United States, taking courses and to better myself and understanding. And then I realized, oh, I got to start my own company. I'm going to be training my competition because I can't stay here. And then since then, I've just always wanted to be better, be better. And then I took Unleash the Power Within with Tony, and then I learned why I'm that way. It's because I like to serve people. I didn't know that. I just thought that, I just care about people and wanted to just always be better. But I'm in the right place because now ClickFunnels is a platform for us to like really help a lot of people. And that's what I want to do.
Absolutely. All right. And we are going past my dinner time.
Mark's got to eat. Let's wrap this up, man. We probably go for another hour, 2 hours, whatever like that. And I didn't get a chance to show my AI thing. No big deal. We'll show it Saturday. Definitely come back for Saturday. If you're not here, you're square. So definitely come watch us next Saturday. Time we going again? Remind me.
12 p to 4 p Central Standard Time. But we're going to have so far we've got a pretty booked schedule. You going to make it out there with us, David?
I have to work. I have to do a electrical project that can only be done on the weekends because I can only access the building when people aren't in there working for a dermatology lab. So I got to run some electrical circuits. But otherwise, I would definitely be there.
We are here every Wednesday at this time. This is where we're at. We're coming on live. This is where you'll find us every Wednesday. The favorite place to be on a Wednesday. Where else would you rather be?
Pitch practice.
Right here.
Pitch practice. The show. Oh man, it's been an exciting night. I'm so excited. Definitely, I think we're all excited. We're really pumped up, ready to go for our next steps and really, level up. I keep in touch with us, David, for sure. I will get more information from you about, that video clip. I might want to keep that just for my own records. Maybe you could just throw it up in a drive and send me the link.
I can put it in Messenger. I think I can just upload it in Messenger, maybe.
Depends on how large it is. If it's long, it's probably a gig
like
or something.
Oh man, no, because Russell went like 30 minutes and then his presentation was I think it's like 45 minutes long.
So it's probably pretty large.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Hey, your funnel girl says, David, love your enthusiasm.
I got a fan. I got my first fan. She's my first. Oh, this is just beginning. Oh no, I've always been like this. It's just now I'm in front of people like me that actually appreciate it, and I can share how I feel without sound 1% crazy. You know what I mean? So
yes. This is when you find your tribe. You find other. You found it. Cool.
I wish I would have found ClickFunnels sooner, but you know what? Maybe this was just the time when needed to find it. I'm here now, which I'm happy about, and I'm going to really try to get my website done and start bringing affiliates in. We met that one guy at the Harrah's that had a dream car that got enough affiliates to get his car paid for by ClickFunnels. I want that. I want to get to that level, 100 affiliates, and my goal was 200 affiliates by the end of the year. That was my goal. So I'll just keep working on it. So, but anyways, well, thank you for having me on the show. I wasn't planning on being on the show. I wasn't even planning on. I didn't even know that you're on here. I was just
hey, that's cool. Hey, I like that. Just why not? Just hop on. Yes. Do you see how he just hopped on your funnel girl? You should just hop on sometime.
You gotta take the opportunities when they're in front of you, because if you don't, you don't know what you're going to miss. Opportunities are, I don't play well with what if. I at least try. It might not work, it might not work out, but not trying or not trying an opportunity or going after an opportunity, I cannot do that. I have to. I have to. You know, that's just me. So maybe I'll be your first fan too, Funnel Girl.
Awesome. This has been an awesome episode. And other than that, just make sure to tune in this Saturday, where we'll be going for 4 hours again live. This time, I might not have a tuxedo on, but we will be having people on the couch. Did you see how I made the couch on stage at Funnel Hacking Live? There's a couch in the middle of the stage at Funnel Hacking Live. All right.
Oh.
Now, other than that, thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
Have a good
See you
night.
next time.